Hi guys, this week it's a 101 of the film industry. Some real basic high level stuff. It's not going to cover off everything, and if we get back to that distribution curve, there's edge cases as they call them. Scenarios at one end, scenarios at the other end, but the bulk of what we're talking about is happening in the middle. These are some very common things that happen in the film industry. And what a lot of people that are new to it think they should do or think they have to do when they don't. Here's copyright, very high level space shuttle view. Once you write a unique artistic expression of an idea or a concept, and it's in a fixed form, it's copyrighted to you. That means you own that version of it. That's a good thing and a bad thing. If you've stolen it from somebody, the copyright that is applied to your unique existence, your unique expression of that art, is proof that it exists. And if you have stolen it from somebody, it is also proof that you stole it from someone because the copyright is assigned to you. But if it's not stolen, it's yours. It's automatically granted to you by your unique artistic expression. You can register it with the Library of Congress, the WGA. I could register it here with the Copyright Office in Australia. You can register it wherever. If you publish it in a fixed form, as a book, as a PDF online, and you can have proof of its existence in its form, you still have copyright. By registering at a place, it validates your claim. It makes it more concrete that it was actually your work at this time in this form. That's copyright. You automatically have it as soon as you've created in the finished fixed form. I always say to people when I say, I've got this great idea, but it's going to take me 5 years, write a little short story of it. That still gives you copyright over that story. You own those rights. Changing the form of it doesn't mean you lose the rights. So if you've got a short story version, and someone takes your short story and turns it into a screenplay, they've stolen your story. Because that is not just an idea now, it is a fixed artistic form. The characters, the scenarios, the plot, they're all part of that form, and that is now defendable. Okay, so that is copyrighted to you. So that's a way of defending or putting a stake in the ground to hold on to your story. Published on Amazon, it's free. That's copyright. So you get there and you pound out your screenplay, it's copyrighted to you. Someone hears about it, you enter it in a competition, whatever. You do a pitch competition, and someone says to you, oh, I'd like to read that. Or you're going to send it to a service. And the first thing you do, because you're sure everyone's going to steal your stuff when they don't, there'll be a link in the notes to why people don't steal. So you say, sign an NDA. Straight away, people are going to say no. Traditionally, an NDA is a non-disclosure agreement. But in reality, what they are documents that say, no, don't assist me. They're the no, don't assist document. Let's say you've given this document to somebody and they read your screenplay and they think, this is amazing. They don't want to show it to someone. They even just want to discuss it with their friend, Steven Spielberg, to say, hey, Steve, I heard this story the other day. It was about a helium molecule, and it suddenly put on weight and wouldn't float anymore, and it starts a whole obesity pandemic amongst other hydrogen molecules or helium molecules, and suddenly all party balloons start falling from the sky. Ridiculous. But that's just an idea. He can't even, and Steven Spielberg goes, that's amazing. Not since Jaws have I heard such a great story. Tell the guy to send me the script. I want to read it. This is going to be amazing. But he can't do that because you've made him sign a document that says, no, you'll never discuss this with anybody. He can't even just in passing say, I read something like that the other day. I'll contact the guy. He's not allowed to say, I read something like that the other day. He's not allowed to disclose it at all with anybody as part of the non-disclosure agreement. So you're basically saying, don't assist me. The no, don't assist document. Also, when you say, how do I know they're not going to steal my idea? I don't know who you are, but I can pretty much guarantee every thought you've had, I've had, my brother's had, my mother's had, my wife's had, my poodles behind me have been had before. There is nothing new. So it's, and not probably, we've all told similar stories. So it'll be something similar to yours somewhere. So quite often, producers, studios, whoever you're dealing with, financiers, will make you sign a document that say you acknowledge that they probably have a story just like yours already in development. A lot of new writers go, oh, he's just telling me he's going to steal it. No, he's trying to stop you've come up with a generic story that you think is the best thing since sliced bread or whatever was great before sliced bread came about. You're sure it's the most unique thing in the world until someone points out it's exactly like a German film from 1950, or it's just like that 70s French movie. You think it's the most unique thing in the world. So, of course, the guy hasn't signed an NDA. It ends up in the hands of this person who here's the story and says, send me through your document, Craig. So straight away, he sends me and says, oh, I'll read it, I'll have a look at it, but I need you to sign this. And then Craig gets there and goes, oh no, you're going to steal it from me. I know in here it says that you've already got something. If you've already got something, well, those sorts of conversations don't help you. What he's trying to do, or what she's trying to do, or what the company's trying to do, is say, you've just got to realize that there may already be something out here like yours, and we're not stealing yours. We already own one. Thanks very much. Thank you. And you've got to cut that conversation off, because if you don't sign that, they know you're not really that professional because you don't have the experience. You don't know that Craig Mazin wrote Chernobyl when he personally knew of 3 other productions of Chernobyl going at the same time. Right? No one stole his idea of writing a story about Chernobyl. They're happening all the time. There'd be 100 Sherlock Holmes scripts being made. I was tightening up a Western last night. There's probably 50 Westerns being written. 100 Westerns that have a similar idea to mine. 1,000 Westerns that have a similar idea to mine. If I start showing this around to people, I've just got to acknowledge the fact that they're out there and that no one stole this thing from me. And if you can't sign a document to say, I understand you're not going to steal from me, the risk you're saying to them, and this is a risk to them, they are business people, the risk to them is you're going to sue me if I say no. Because you're going to think, and by coincidence, I haven't read yours yet. I haven't read yours. Over here, I have something which is very similar. You're going to think I stole yours and you're going to sue me. You're going to cost me money. So I don't want to see yours at all. I heard 30 years ago, I was talking to somebody and they said, oh, if you walk up to Steven Spielberg and say, hi, I've got a great idea for a film. He says, don't tell me, and runs in the other direction because he doesn't want someone to say, I met Steven Spielberg in an elevator once 25 years ago and I told him this idea and he stole it. There was a person who wrote a book called, I think it was Waldo the Wizard, and then years later tried to sue J.K. Rowling saying you stole my idea of Waldo the Wizard and made it into Harry Potter. And this is why ideas can't be copyrighted, and this is why ideas have no value, only execution does. Waldo the Wizard was a book that no one ever heard about. Not many people heard about, so I'll be more generous. Very, very small following. I'd never heard of it until the writer sued J.K. Rowling. Similar idea. Young boy goes to wizard school, meets up with friends. Okay, young boy goes to wizard school, meets up with friends. A book no one heard of. $1 billion 7-film franchise because it was all to do with the execution. Get hold of Harry Potter and get hold of the first Star Wars movie. And look at that. The execution is so similar. And there's 2 movies that, George Lucas isn't going to sue Chris Columbus. Chris Columbus didn't steal the storyline. J.K. Rowling didn't steal the storyline from Star Wars. Luke Skywalker living with Aunt Peru, evil person, Darth Vader, kills family. Harry Potter, family killed by evil person, Voldemort. Goes off, has some quirky friends, Hermione, Ron. Luke Skywalker has quirky friends, C-3PO, R2-D2, Dumbledore, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Begin to see the similarities in the story. So that's why ideas aren't copyrightable, it's execution. So remember, don't ask people to sign an NDA. You'll have to sign a document to say you acknowledge that you're not the most unique person in the world. Then you can start showing your stuff around. And like I've said in previous stuff, make sure it's the best it can be, because only 0.5% of people have a chance of selling something in any 1 year, mathematically. So don't balk, no one's going to steal. Don't force people to sign documents, you're cutting your own throat. And be willing to sign documents acknowledging that you are not the most unique writer in the world. That's it, guys. If you could do the things, that would be fantastic. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the follows. And until next time, keep writing. Bye, guys.